Hey guys, Rob at OCD Coffee here again. I'm going to be roasting an Ethiopian coffee today. It's an Ethiopian Yirgacheffe. It's one of the most popular cafe pour-over coffees that you'll find. And I'm going to try to do them back to back like my last Colombia video. So I've got actually my Colombia's currently cooling right now. And so I've got everything set where I've got the video so you guys can see the close-up here. I've got my artisan already ready to go, and I'm gonna let you guys in on like this whole entire process. So I'm gonna cut the heat here. I'm gonna be dropping into 400 degrees. My recipe for this is not all that different than the Colombia, but as you can see, my roasting curve here is pretty solid. Drop it in at 40 kPa, 4 kPa and 40 airflow. And then I'm watching my thing here, right here, the temperature. So I want to make sure that I'm at exactly 420 when I start this thing. That's my own thing with my artisan. As I mentioned to you in previous videos, for some reason my artisan will misregister my drop of my charge, my charge when if I do it too early. So I'm going to set this at 4 kPa and 40 air, and then we'll stop sharing and you'll see what I'm about to do. I'm going to drop the beans in here, boom, and I've got this ready to go, and I'm going to drop it at 400. 3, 2, 1, boom, drop, kick my air back on, turn my timer on at the same time, and then, oops, I was supposed to hit charge and I accidentally hit 4. That's okay, not a big deal. So I'm gonna show you something. This is good, this is a good little mess up for me. So if you're using your artisan, and you see how it says at the top left here, it says that I dropped it at 392. That's inaccurate, I dropped it at 400. I can actually double click or right click and then move it up the line back up, and there's 401. That's a little more accurate than 392. I can see if I can pop it down a little bit even further. And 398.5, fine, that's fine. Either way, it just lets me know that I aimed for 400, and the time it took me to get from actually dropping, turning the machine on, and actually pushing the button, you know, I lost maybe a 1.5 degrees, but 400 was where I dropped it. Or charged it, I should say. That's the proper term. Right now, all I'm looking for is my turning point being similar to the previous, which is at 140. But while that's happening, I'm going to bring you out of there and I'm going to show you my Colombia roast, which just got finished, and how I basically pull it. So I'm going to pop this in. I'm going to show you right now this. I'm going to weigh this out. I told you every single one of these roasts. So this, I've cleared my scale, and now I'm going to weigh out my drop here. As I do this, as I told you prior, I'm just waiting for my temperature to get up to 300 degrees for my first kPa gas adjustment. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this, and I got to turn off my mixing, I have this one little spot in here where my beans get stuck. I can turn my cooler off. That's a little better with the sound. And I want to make sure that I get all my beans out. Some of them. You might have to, depending on what you have, guys, which Yoshan roast you have. Mine are adjustable, like the trays are adjustable when you're cooling tray. So this looks pretty good. That looks really nice. And let's see what this weighs out at. Exactly 3.05 pounds. So I put in 3.6 and I got 3.05. So that's perfect. Gives me about a little bit of leeway when I'm doing my roasts. I know I'm off camera right now. I'm just basically making sure that I cover what I've got. All right. So let's bring you in and show you the face of this, so you can see what I'm looking at here. So I'm waiting for my internal bean temp, or my internal temperature of my roaster, to get up to 300. No gas adjustments until then. I'm at 4 kPa. Everything's holding steady. You can even see the gas inside. You'll notice at the end of my roasts, I turn it down to like 0.5 kPa. And some people have been curious why I don't go any lower than that. And the reason being is that if I go any lower than 0.5 kPa, my gas tends to cut out. Meaning I just lose all heat, and then I'll just have a huge dip, like in my ROR. My bean temp will start to drop, and I won't have any more upward momentum of my bean. I don't want to losing your momentum is a real problem. So you don't want to lose your momentum. So I've got 25 degrees to go, and let's share now the, and I'll show you where this is lining up, because I'm sure that my turning point has already happened. Right, yep, my turning point happened at 144. My previous turning point for this same exact bean was at 140, so I'm within 4 seconds of that. And also the temperature is basically the same at the turning point. So it looks like it's 134, and the previous one was 137. I can't really tell, but just a few degrees difference. That's good, that's fine. And now I'm watching this right here. I'm watching this on my machine, not necessarily on Artisan. 292, it says on my machine, it's like 293 already. So my machine's a little faster, right? The Artisan's taking a second to kind of gather the information. So you want to go off your machine and not your Artisan. But I'm very close, and here I'm going to drop my temperature down to a 3.6, which is what my previous recipe showed. I'm going down to a 3.6 at 300 degrees. And now I record it. Boom, you see that I just popped that in. And now my ROR should start to slowly drop down in steps. And now this is the process, guys. It's not like, once you kind of get the hang of this a bit, the next thing I'm looking for is dry in. My dry in was fairly late, right around 7:56. 9:18. Somewhere between 8.5 minutes and 9.5 minutes is a good time to hit first crack, depending on the size of your roaster. If it takes you more than 10 minutes to hit first crack, you've got probably a couple things happening. One is you don't have enough heat coming in, right? You're just not getting hot enough. Two is that your charge is too big for a roaster. Like mine is a 2-kilogram roaster. Supposedly I'm supposed to be able to roast 5 pounds. If I put 5 pounds in here, I'll be here all fucking day trying to get roasts out of this. So you really have to finagle or figure out what's the best. I got to drop down to a 3.2. I was looking for the 325 temp, and now if you notice, I'm still sharing here. If you notice, I'm a little ahead because my roaster is very warmed up. I've done 4 roasts already today, and I'm sure that has an impact on how quickly it roasts, and it does. So I might be a couple of seconds ahead, which is cool, totally fine. Now I'm watching this for 350 is the next time that I'm going to be adjusting the temperature. I do them based on the temp. I don't visually watch my bean temp and my ROR on the Artisan, because that means I'm chasing it rather than preemptively trying to figure out what's going to happen. And the only way to know that is by doing a roast, fucking it up, and then recording what you did, and then making the adjustment. So it should take you about 2 batches or so to kind of get a really good idea on what you should and shouldn't do, okay? So I've only got a couple of degrees here, and let me just, I can't see what let's see, I'm going to bring it down to 2.8. 2.8 right now, boom, which is not that far. So this one, unlike the Columbia, this one has a very gradual drop, whereas the Columbia at this point was dropping much faster. I was down at like a 2 already. And now I'm getting a little uptick here. Oh, I forgot to record that. Oh, not that bad of an uptick. I have to keep showing you and sharing my screen with you, because it's very important that you see what I see, right? So I kind of thought maybe this was a little bit of an uptick, but it's not. It's just my bean probe might not be as accurate as I want it to be. I'm hearing a couple outliers. I'm checking my dry end, and I'm there on my dry end. So following suit with, prior, I'm a little ahead on everything. I'm reaching benchmarks earlier. 365 is where I changed the temp last time, down to a 1.8. That's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to. Whenever you're turning a knob, it's a lot less accurate than pushing a button. So now I'm at 1/8, and then I'm gonna ride in this 1/8 until I hit first crack, and right before first crack, I'm gonna guesstimate first crack being about, you see that I hit first crack last time at 9:18, and I'm at 8:30, and it looks like I hit 50, I brought the air temp right up before that first crack. So probably around, I'm gonna bring it up at like 9 minutes and 10 seconds or 9 minutes and 5 seconds. I'm gonna bring the air up. And the whole reason I'm doing that, I've got a little outlier here. Oh, I got a little outlier. I'm gonna bring the temp up now, the air up to 50. I'm gonna record that. And the whole reason I'm doing that is to avoid what I anticipate to be a flip and then a dip. And now I'm hitting first crack. So I'm right, holy cow, exactly 9 minutes and 18 seconds. That's what my roaster is telling me. And now we're gonna ride this in for a little bit. And you can see this line is pretty fucking solid. And now all I'm paying attention to is my development, right? My development up here in the top of the video. I'm at 4.8, 5.1. It's going up little bits at a time. At 12, this is according again to Scott Rao's book, at 12% development, you cut your gas in half while you're in first crack. So I'm gonna go from a 1.8 to a 1, and I only do that because I know that my roaster doesn't go anywhere below 5, otherwise I lose gas. So I've made my adjustments based on my personal roaster. I'm at 9% development here, guys. I think you could see me as well in this video, kind of like as a small screen part of the video. Hopefully that's helpful. Because I'm about to make my adjustment to a 1.0 in just a second. And here I go, down to a 1.0. And I'll show you, let's see if I stop the share screen here and I take you over to, if there's any like angles that you guys really need to see, you can see how my gas in there is very, very low, and I'm sitting at a 1 kPa right there. Okay, and now what I'm paying attention to is that I'm at 15, now I'm gonna drop it to the 5. So somewhere between 14 and 16, I dropped to 5. I probably should have dropped a little bit earlier, because I'll show you why. Because there's a little tiny blip there, but not terrible, because I'm right at the end here. First crack is over, I'm at 404, and I'm just gonna drop right here. Boom. Oh, I should have started my air a little earlier, but that's okay. I got it kicked on. And I'm gonna show you guys what I just did. And I just got to record that, boom. So you see that little uptick, that's also because I was just getting beyond first crack. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, bring you back to my regular video. Okay. I didn't in this process get ready for the next one. I will when I do this, because I got to do 2 more batches of this Ethiopia. I just want to take you guys through this, but in the preparation for that, what I do is I close this back up, I kick my kPAs back up to 4, and then you get all your presets ready. 40 here, turn my timer off, reset my timer here. That took 12 minutes roughly, 11 minutes and 30 seconds, and I'm at 350 now, and I'm coming back up to my 400 temp of my charge temp, and yeah, that's it. So anyway, guys, if you're interested in purchasing any of this coffee, as I mentioned, please feel free to check out the link in my bio, as well as the link for this video. If you have any questions, reach out to me either in the comments of this video. Please like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. And if you think there's ways in which I can get better, let me know. I'm happy to try to deliver what you guys need on this. I'm roasting myself like once every week, and or twice a week, and I'll try to make videos as much as I possibly can if I have the time. Okay? All right, that's it, guys. Have a good one. Good luck roasting. Talk to you later.